tune it in the sun. This is TFM. Get ready to rock. From AM to PM. Come on. Let's talk.
TFM 95.4.
Let's talk.
Live on TFM and the TFM Facebook page. This is the live feed of TTV. Let's talk.
Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines. 15-year-old succumbs to COVID-19 in Oman. Dangers of accumulating wood waste. OCCI board elects new chairman. A glimpse into Oman's history. Avoiding second wave is in our hands, says Oman health official. 1.6 million Indian students sit for entrance exam for medical courses amid COVID-19. Weddings on boats, outdoor concerts and festivals banned in Istanbul to curb COVID-19. Wildfires continue in Southern California, damaging air quality. Iraq reports 4,106 new COVID-19 cases, taking the total to 286,778. Those are the headlines. Now let's move to weather. We're reporting from the TFM studio in Alquer, and before we give you the weather, we have the daily tip. Now we know fresh fruits and vegetables are perfect for summers, but at the same time, don't skimp on proteins. If adding chicken or meat is not your idea of a salad, that's perfectly fine. Instead, add in some beans, some lentils, some seeds, as long as you're having a balanced meal. Now let's check out the report from Oman Meteorology and Public Authority for Civil Aviation. They've issued an alert indicating there will be a reduction in horizontal visibility during fog. Apart from this, we've got clear to partly cloudy skies along the coastal areas of Dhofar Governorate and adjoining mountains. The rest of the Sultanate will see clear skies with a chance of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches along the coastal areas of Arabian Sea. With that, let's take a look at what the weather is going to be like in the rest of the governorates. In Muscat, it's going to be sunny with temperatures ranging between 35 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. Musandam is also going to be sunny with temperatures between 40 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius. Al Dakhla is going to be sunny with temperatures between 41 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. Al Buraimi will also be sunny with temperatures between 40 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius. North Al Batana will be sunny with temperatures between 39 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, and South Al Batana will also be sunny with temperatures ranging between 38 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. North Al Sharqiya will be sunny with temperatures between 39 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, while South Al Sharqiya will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 34 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius. Al Wusta will be partly cloudy too with temperatures between 38 degrees Celsius to 23 degrees Celsius. Al Dahira will be windy with temperatures between 42 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius. Dhofar will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 31 degrees Celsius to 24 degrees Celsius.
Shop, play and win. Purchase Laknor products worth 2 Oman Riyals from Rafiq.om or through the app and win 3 iPhones and 3 PlayStations every week. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to the Midday Update. Coming up are the COVID-19 updates. The Ministry of Health has recorded 10 new deaths today, taking the total deaths to 790. In addition, the total number of cases confirmed are now 90,222, with new cases being registered today at 476 and recoveries in the past 24 hours at 157. The total recovered number of people are 83,928. Now for the stories from the local desk. A 15-year-old child succumbed to COVID-19 2 nights back. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saif Al Hosni, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Health Affairs, spoke with Al Shabiba Radio about the latest developments and indicators related to COVID-19 in the Sultanate. Deaths in the Sultanate focused on the elderly who are over the age of 60. On the other hand, the youngsters were not spared. 2 nights ago, a child aged 15 died and he did not have any prior diseases. He went on to say, "We have also recorded many deaths of those in their 20s and 30s. Those falling in this age range are not safe. Even though they do not die, they do remain in intensive care. Intensive care is not a cakewalk. Rather, one has to avoid it. Many of these youngsters have had to receive intensive care," he added. Wood is a versatile raw material that can be used for various applications like paper, packaging, furniture, timber industries, or even in the building sector. After the original use, wooden products can be reused, recycled, and combusted. However, wood waste is considered a solid waste and must be disposed of correctly. In a recent incident, Civil Defence controlled a fire that broke out in the wood waste in Musandam. A statement issued by Public Authority for Civil Defence and Ambulance said, "Firefighting teams at the Civil Defence and Ambulance Department in Musandam Governorate managed to control a fire that broke out in wood waste in Sakhta area in the Vilayat of Dibba without any injuries. The authority calls on companies not to accumulate waste in large quantities and to dispose of it in safe ways." Members of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry OCCI board on Sunday elected engineer Rida bin Juma Al Saleh as chairman after the post fell vacant. The board also elected Ali bin Salim Al Hajri as deputy chairman of the OCCI board for administrative and financial affairs and Dr. Salim bin Slaim Al Junaibi as deputy chairman of the OCCI board for economic and branch affairs. Membership of the new board will last till 2022. Qais bin Muhammad Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, met OCCI board members after the end of elections. He underscored the OCCI's keenness to support and facilitate the mission of the private sector. Al Yusuf called upon the OCCI board to consider revising the OCCI system in a manner that copes with the requirements of the next stage of rejuvenated renaissance in the Sultanate under the wise leadership of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq. Earlier, Al Yusuf issued a ministerial decision to form an election committee to see the elections and vacant seats at the OCCI under the chairmanship of Dr. Saleh bin Saeed Masan, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion. Oman is blessed with several archaeological spots that have become a favorite among tourists. And the best way to truly appreciate the beauty of a bygone era is to make a trip to see one of these places. One such site is the Vilayat of Mana. The Vilayat of Mana is located in the Governorate of Al-Dakhliya, 160 kilometers away from Muscat. It is known for its old ruined villages along with the modern houses, mosques and towers. The Vilayat has 8 villages: Harat al-Bilad, Muhammad, Al-Mahare, Iz, Al-Fiqain, Al-Mahiul, Abu Nakhila and Mitan. There are several archaeological sites and buildings, of which Al-Fiqain Castle is the most prominent one. Located in Al-Fiqain village, the castle was built some 400 years ago and was later renovated and restored. The castle stands tall with its high towers and is considered one of the most important historical monuments in the Vilayat. Surrounded by old houses and date palm trees, it showcases the traditional Omani architecture. The castle is divided into northern and southern parts. While the northern part was for defense, the southern part was for storing foodstuff. Located at the center of the Vilayat is Al-Bilad, the oldest residential area where there are houses with ancient Omani architectural designs. Al-Shara, Al-Ain, Al-Rahaba and Al-Ahli are the 4 famous mosques built in olden days. The Grand Mosque is located near Beit Al-Hasan, located at the southern side. Mana also has several falajs, including the falaj of Al-Khatam, Al-Fiqain, Al-Musarraj, Al-Azkarain, Al-Sulaib and Al-Mahiul. Falaj Malik was one of the earliest falajs in the village of Al-Fiqain. Wild animals like hares, foxes and hedgehogs are also found here. Trees and plants like sumar, gaf, harmal and ishrik can be seen in the Vilayat. Mana is known for many traditional crafts which include silverwork, textiles, Omani halwa making, rose water making, carpentry and more. People in the Sultanate have been asked to take precautionary measures to stop the spread of the second wave of the COVID-19 virus. Dr. Muhammad Al Hosni, the Under-Secretary for Health Affairs at the Ministry of Health, said that the indicators used to monitor the disease shows it is very much present, as he reminded people to not take the virus lightly. Speaking to Shabiba FM, the Arabic radio channel of Al Shabiba, the sister publication of the Times of Oman, Al Hosni said, "I could not say for sure whether or not such indicators point to the start of the second wave. The number of those admitted during the last 24 hours amounted to 52 cases. At the time, we hoped the number would drop as it stood at 39 cases about 10 days ago, while the number of patients admitted to ICU decreased to below 150, but then increased to 160 patients. Commenting on life returning to normal following the reopening of economic activities and the easing of curbs, Al Hosni said, the government has taken strict measures which does not include lockdowns. However, this cannot continue forever. We are currently in the 7th month of the pandemic, and it is part of our human nature to be in contact with others, said the Undersecretary. However, we had said during the early days of the pandemic that people should protect themselves. The community has reached a state of awareness and information on the dynamics of the virus and the modes of transmission to the extent that people are capable of taking the decisions required to protect themselves and their families by wearing masks, observing social distancing, and regularly washing their hands. Commenting on the fatalities, Al Hosni said most of the people who had died were elderly people. However, 2 days ago, a child under the age of 15 had died. He did not have any other illnesses. There are also fatalities among people in their 20s and 30s. He added, saying, people should avoid getting into situations that need them to be admitted to the ICU. Some people neglect wearing their mask, but wearing it would help mitigate the symptoms of the virus, if not prevent contracting it. We cannot do anything without the support of each and everyone, along with their commitment to the precautionary measures put in place, he explained. During a pandemic, the second wave is always serious as it brings with it a large number of cases of infection as well as many fatalities. The decision to avoid being caught in a second wave lies in our hands. With that, we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be right back with the international stories.
Shop, play and win. Purchase Laknor products worth 2 Oman Riyals from Rafiq.om or through the app and win 3 iPhones and 3 PlayStations every week. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to the Midday Update. Coming up are the international stories. Nearly 1.6 million students are appearing for the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test held for selecting students for undergraduate medical courses across India on Sunday. The examination was being held in over 3,800 centers set up across the country. The candidates appearing for the examination had been expressly asked to wear face masks and carry hand sanitizers with them. Amid strict COVID-19 protocols, not more than 12 candidates were allowed to sit in one room. The exam was originally scheduled for May 3rd but was postponed to July 26th and then to September 13th. A number of students had protested seeking the further postponement of the exam due to the pandemic, but the government opposed the move. The students had approached the Supreme Court of India with their demand, but the apex court dismissed their plea, saying a precious year of students cannot be wasted and life has to go on. Turkey's biggest city, Istanbul, on Saturday banned weddings and related ceremonies on boats on the Bosphorus Strait, as well as suspended all outdoor concerts and festivals over rising COVID-19 cases. The Istanbul governor's office said in a statement that the decision was taken to better manage the risk of the pandemic by ensuring social isolation and maintaining the physical distance. The marine tourism vehicles are functioning on the strait, flowing in between the European and Asian parts of the city for all kinds of entertainment and tourism purposes. Earlier in the day, Turkish Health Minister Fahrettin Koca urged Istanbul residents to follow the COVID-19 related rules strictly, saying the number of infected patients on September 11th was almost twice the figure of cases last month. Koca announced from his Twitter account that the number of patients who are in critical condition has increased by 42% in the city during August. Today, we raised the number of affiliation teams by 34%. Let's follow the measures together, he also noted. Istanbul Governor Ali Yerlikaya had earlier said that a total of 642 units have been patrolling the city with a population of over 16 million to detect COVID-19 infections rapidly. Southern California remained shrouded in smoke on Saturday as wildfires continued to burn with little containment. The August complex fire, which on Thursday became the California's largest ever, has merged to cover 875,059 acres, with only 25% contained, the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, CAL FIRE, said on Saturday. In the San Bernardino Mountains, the 14,212-acre El Dorado fire, which occurred on September 5th, was contained by 41% by Saturday noon, according to CAL FIRE. A smoke advisory remains in effect on Saturday in most of Los Angeles County and parts of Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties due to the Bobcat fire burning in the Angeles National Forest, which had scorched 29,245 acres with only 6% containment. The White House announced on Saturday that U.S. President Donald Trump will visit California on Monday for a briefing with emergency response officials on the devastating wildfires racing through the region, according to local media. A map updated by the South Coast Air Quality Management District, SCA QMD, showed air quality in the region during this weekend is expected to range from moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups, such as children, elderly people, and people with respiratory or heart diseases. In some areas near the wildfire scenes, the air quality was forecasted as unhealthy. Breathing in smoke can aggravate lung diseases, cause asthma attacks, cause acute bronchitis, and increase the risk of respiratory infections, the National Weather Service warned on its official website. The SCA QMD issued a smoke advisory every day since the El Dorado and Bobcat fires erupted last weekend and brought ash, dust, and debris across the region. Additionally, smoke from wildfires in northern and central California is making its way south. Meanwhile, evacuation warnings remain in the cities of Duarte, Bradbury, Monrovia, Arcadia, Sierra Madre, Pasadena, and Altadena, which stand along the foothills of Santa Ana Mountain, where the Angeles National Forest is located. These cities have hundreds of thousands of residents, with a high percentage of them being Chinese Americans. The Iraqi Health Ministry reported on Saturday that there were 4,106 new COVID-19 cases, raising the total nationwide infections to 286,778. It also reported 16 more deaths, the lowest in recent weeks, bringing the death toll from the infectious virus to 7,941 in the country. A total of 1,883,048 tests have been carried out across the country since the outbreak of the disease, with 18,949 done during the day, according to the statement. Meanwhile, Riyad Abdul Amir, head of the Public Health Department in the Health Ministry, told the official Iraqi news agency that the ministry will not sign a contract about the COVID-19 vaccine with any company without the approval of the World Health Organization and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. During the past few days, the Higher Committee for Health and National Safety, headed by Prime Minister Mustafa Al-Kazimi, took several decisions to ease health restrictions, including permitting movement among the country's provinces, reopening the border crossings for commercial movement, restaurants, tourist facilities of the five-star hotels, and lifting the ban on sporting events. Iraq has taken a series of measures to contain the pandemic since February, when the first COVID-19 case appeared in the country. China has been helping Iraq fight the COVID-19 pandemic. From March 7 to April 26, a Chinese team of 7 medical experts spent 50 days in Iraq to help contain the disease, during which they helped build a PCR lab and install an advanced CT scanner in Baghdad. Since March 7, China has also sent 3 batches of medical aid to Iraq. Those were the stories today. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, so stay tuned.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.